everyone, it's Pauline with the Client Success Team at Tinq. Today I have Erica Gass with me from the Valley Economics Alliance, and we are going to spotlight the VEA as one of Tinq's clients that is a nonprofit organization. So I would love to start off the conversation, Erica, with a quick introduction into you and your role at the Valley Economics Alliance.
Oh, thank you, Talia. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. So enjoy our partnership with Tinq and just so glad to be here today. I am Erica Gass with the Valley Economic Alliance. I'm Vice President of Operations. I've been with the organization since 2004. So it's 17 years in July that I've been at the organization. So it's been a great, great opportunity. I've enjoyed everything that I do here. Currently, I run the operations internally for the organization. One of them, of course, is payroll and timekeeping for the employees and staff. And a lot of our webinars, I work with the events, I work with the different businesses on helping them kind of figure out what areas that they will be utilizing within the different programs and events that we put on. And just, again, it's just so glad to be here. And the Alliance was founded in 1994 because of the Northridge earthquake. The businesses really had no idea what to do after the earthquake hit. So a great group of community leaders had decided to form the organization to help the businesses rebuild and start again from the earthquake. And almost 27 years later, here we are, and just so happy that we can continue helping the businesses, especially in this very challenging time that we've all experienced in the last year and a half. And the Alliance provides business assistance, technical assistance to the businesses. We find areas that they're in need of, we do an assessment, and then we kind of connect them to the different resources that we have available to them. And we work with all levels of businesses, from small businesses to large businesses, anything, under $1 million to over $1 million budget, whatever they have, small startup companies and also companies that have over hundreds of employees. And again, thank you for this opportunity. So great to see you. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. And what a wonderful story for the VEA, almost 30 years down the line. And much like today, we're all going through a really big shift in the work landscape because of the pandemic. And I'm sure that the VEA has changed quite a bit in the couple of years as a way to servicing businesses. But much like Tinq, you guys are really providing resources and tools for these small businesses to really pick back up at a very critical time. So we really thank you for your service and your impact in the community for such a crazy landscape today. I'm sure that a lot of these business owners appreciate having resources and services through the VEA. So I would love to know, I had no idea, Erica, that you have been with the VEA for 17 years. Amazing, and congrats to you. Through the years, I'm sure you've seen a lot of different ways that the VEA has helped small business owners. And at a time like this, I would love to know if you have any advice for small business owners today.
Oh, yes, of course. The most important thing I think to let them know is, don't think nobody's there for them. To let them know that, there are resources available. We are here to help no matter who you are and direct you to what resources are available. And just that there is help. I know it gets very hard and challenging with the time that a small business owner has to put into the business. And sometimes they can't stop what they're doing during the day and find out exactly what's is needed, and we are available to them. And that's why we come in, handy and available for the businesses, is to be there for them and we're flexible with when we're available to meet with them or speak with them. And we do everything we can to just let them know, again, that you're not alone. We are here to help. Whatever you need, we will try and find you the resource and the answers for you.
Wow, that's so fantastic. And I'm sure everyone needs a little boost and reminder about that there are resources and people available to help when in times of need. So if I were a small business owner that was interested in the Valley Economics Alliance and services, where would I go?
Oh, sure. You can go onto our valley.net, www.thevalley.net, and we have a business technical assistance page underneath the businesses section of our website. And on that, you can find a link that takes you to our advisor. And it says if you want business assistance, you just click on that. And then you'll fill out an intake form, and there's just a few questions. And then once you submit the intake form, Brett Dickerstein, he's our business assistance consultant. He will contact you and review everything on the assessment and find out the areas in which he can help you in and what is needed to be done. And then also, you can contact us directly. The office is 818-379-7000. My extension is 110, or you could just call the main line and leave a message, or somebody will pick up directly for you, and then we'll take some information and send you out the intake form and direct you to what to do and contact Brett for you so that you get set up with the appointment with him.
Wow, that's amazing. So you guys can hear now, this is a very personal and intimate kind of service or resource available to you. You have a direct person that's available and looking forward to not only one, understanding your business, but also pointing to you and giving you guidance in ways that you can help your business. So thank you for sharing that, Erica. I'm sure a lot of our listeners and users would appreciate a service or resource like that. So almost 20 years of working with the Valley Economics Alliance. This can be a personal response or it can be a VEA response. And I'm sure a lot of people at VEA have proud moments. But what's one proud moment that you can think of, Erica, in your time working at the Valley Economics Alliance?
Oh my gosh. So many.
I know, it's such a hard one.
The most. I think the one is where I see like just a proud moment is like when we have this success story, when we see the company who, really was struggling and really needed help and resources, and we were able to provide that for them, and their company survived and they were able to move on and, grow and change and keep their employees. That's another one. So proud to be part of an organization that helps businesses keep their employees. It's so important, to us that the businesses sustain. And, of course, things were so different when we were in person, but I also enjoy being able to see people, thank goodness for technology, that there's the availability that we can continue to do our work by Zoom, by any type of, platform that provides us the ability to carry the message of what, is out there, to carry the resources and to let the companies know. And I think that's really what makes it so, really proud to be part of the organization and to the community. It's like just really, I don't know, when you're in the nonprofit world, that's for me the best type of reward, is to see that whatever my success personally is basically professionally also, to make sure that, I am following the mission of the organization and doing everything I can to help these businesses.
Wow. Yeah. What accomplishment, right? What an accomplishment when you see a business, in tough times and in challenging times, and you're able to see what the reward is at the end of, providing these kinds of this kind of support channel to them, and seeing that, they're able to overcome those challenges and stay afloat. And it's the dream, you're helping these business owners live their dream. And that's fantastic. Kudos to you. And thank you again for all that you do. So one of the ways that, we kind of share the same mission in mind is keeping these small business owners and medium-sized businesses in mind when we're thinking about tools. And that was actually one of the reasons why Tinq was created, was to really provide tools and ways to automate business operations for these small businesses at a affordable cost and not overcomplicated. So as a spotlight client of ours, I would love to know, what was it like before Tinq came around for you and running payroll?
It was always, we went from everything to I think we originally maybe started, we had the punch cards, how long ago that was.
Wow.
Punched in your time card and pulled it out and tried to read the ink on it. And then we had manual where they did manually handwriting or sometimes Excel spreadsheets, and just all kinds of varieties. But we had wanted to go with an electronic type of format and a mobile format. And when I was approached by your founder, who I've known through another area of business in the Alliance, Shiraz, forgive me for not saying his last name, because I know I'll, not say it right.
That's okay.
And he told me about his idea and what he had created. And first of all, I admire the fact that he did that. That to me, anybody who starts their own business and, takes that in their, I don't want to say that risk or whatever, but takes that on is huge. I mean, I so admire people like that. That takes a lot of courage and just a lot of strength and resilience, and just shows just a good, a determination of success. And so when he told me about it, I was like, sure, of course, I'll be happy to try anything. You've been so great with us for other reasons. I'll be happy to. And he introduced me to the platform, and it was so easy to work with. That is what I found with Tinq. It's so simple, has lots of variety to it, or different kind of bells and whistles to it, lots of areas, but they're not hard to deal with. And I found it just, to be able to track the time for the employees when you're dealing. We only have 4 people that punch in and out, so it's not challenging like the employer was, like 50 or more, or even more than 4 who you have to track their time with. But there always is that incident where you have your employee who mistakenly clocks out when they're not supposed to, or clocks in, or does something. I'm telling you, the editing on the program is the most amazing function. It's so helpful and so easy to deal with, because that day comes when the payroll needs to run, and pulling the reports and calculating the time, and everything's calculated for me in a way that it's readable. It's great. It's like the best program ever.
Yay! I'm so happy to hear that.
Oh yeah, it's so pleased. And that's what really was. I didn't know what to expect, and when I found, that I started working with it, the training that I was given was very professional, and also your support is huge. I've used your little messenger in the corner and message for the the support, and always have gotten a response less than an hour. It's just immediate response, and whatever I've needed has always been just fulfilled. And I can't express enough about how great this system is.
Oh, wow. That is amazing feedback. Thank you, Erica. I'm so happy to hear that. And what a long journey from the punch card.
I know. Isn't that funny? I know. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, how many punch clock in and out?
You'd be surprised. We actually have quite a few people that on board that are still using that kind of system. Yeah. So fun fact, did you know that the Tinq name actually came from the idea of the punch card? So when you punch it in and you do the clunk noise, it kind of does that clunk noise. So the Tinq is supposed to be the onomatopoeia of the new sound of clocking in electronically now. So instead of it being like a clunk, it's supposed to be like a tink. So that's where the name came about.
Oh my God, that's great. He's very smart people that created it.
Kind of fun, right? Yeah. So, wow, very cool. So you were around during the punch card and went into manual timesheets, maybe through paper
right.
trails.
Excel, yeah.
Okay, wow.
And sometimes just copy, set up a little chart and like, here's your little calendar. Tell me what you're
Oh,
working.
wow. And now it's evolved to automatically calculating all of the clock ins, all of the breaks, clock outs, and you're utilizing mobile and web. So
Exactly.
some of you work in the office, some of you work remotely. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So there is, when we originally started, everybody was in the office, but there were we did a lot of outside events. So we would have to come early for the event. So our staff would have to clock in at the event, and they could pull it right out on their phone and do it on the mobile, and it works fabulous. Or you could do it right at your desktop or at your PC. And now that most of the staff is at home, they just do it from their computer at home and just log in. And again, it's like just the greatest thing. And same with me, when I was remotely not in the office, I could pull all the timesheets right at my kitchen desk.
So many of us have those.
I know. It was like so perfect. It was like I didn't have to worry about printing. It was readable enough. That's what I like too about it. It's readable enough where I didn't have to worry about printing an actual hard copy to actually make sure I had everything calculated correctly.
I love that. Cool. So I don't want to speak on behalf of you, but I am hearing a few of the features that you're utilizing most in Tinq. But can you maybe share the top 3 ways that you're utilizing Tinq today, or that your team is?
Oh, sure. I would say mobile is definitely the great one. Utilizing the report function to be able to pull the time, and I love the fact that it can be either Excel or PDF. And also, too, I like it that I can check. Like, I love that I can go in and check and see who's clocked in and who's not clocked in yet, and find out, why they aren't, or what they have, whatever issues, or if somebody's working a little too longer than they're supposed to, I can just shoot them a little note saying, hey, why are you still online? So it's great.
Oh, that's cool. And you're talking about the web dashboard. So on the web dashboard, you can see the users that are actually active, inactive, and signed out. Very cool.
Yeah, I do a majority of my usage on Tinq by the web access, and a couple of our staff do it by the mobile.
Very cool. And you also said that you work outside events sometimes. So a lot of the users are utilizing mobile to clock in, clock out, or take breaks as well. Very great. And actually, what some may not know, but when you utilize the mobile app, you can also geotag the location of where you're clocking in, clocking out, and taking breaks. So if you are working a specific event, you're actually able to see if the user is clocking in exactly where they should be. So I'm sure that's also helpful for you in the mobile device when you're working events. So very cool. So if we could talk through 3 benefits of using Tinq, I can think of 3 just based on your feedback, but maybe 3 of the top benefits that you've recognized after having using Tinq.
Sure. Definitely accessibility, having it right at my fingertips, very easy to deal with. The way it's readable, I don't really, the format or how it's, I don't really know the tech terminology for that, but I say how readable it is. It calculates for me the hours. It separates the overtime from the regular and the break time. And I love how it's just, again, it's easy visibility, and then support. I love their support. I don't utilize it as much because I'm getting very good at using the program myself, but I love the fact the support is available no matter what.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And there are several channels that users can get support. And one of my favorites, which I think you were alluding to, was the chatbot. Yeah. I love it too, because users can just go in, get any quick answers to their support questions almost immediately. And it makes it quick. Everyone wants things quick nowadays. So it's really helpful to have that kind of support if they don't have the time to get on a call. So So happy you're utilizing that and finding it effective. Well, I really think we've kind of covered quite a bit, Erica. I think the only question that I would ask you, since you've been in the nonprofit world for so long, if there is a nonprofit that is considering using Tinq, can you maybe show or share benefits from the nonprofit side specifically of why someone might consider Tinq as a nonprofit company?
Sure, of course. For us, it's definitely the budget. A wonderful, great benefit to have a very low cost, you know, program. And then also to, as a nonprofit, to utilize a system like this, which I didn't talk about yet, which I should have said. One of the things that attracted me to is the fact that how your company gives back to the nonprofits, to the community, and to be able to support a company that does that just makes it just definitely beneficial and worthwhile to do that. So I think that's just really important. It shows the character and the integrity of the company and what their beliefs are. And that's something that I fully support.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because one of the reasons why, Erica, we brought you here today was because we value and really appreciate so much that the Valley Economics Alliance does for businesses. And like I mentioned before, we kind of have a shared mission, and that's to really help these small businesses thrive, because it's challenging and it can be expensive. And one of the ways that we try to help is to provide 25 free licenses to nonprofits. And we do that because we want to help these nonprofits thrive. We don't think, we think that all companies should have the same equity to the same types of tools, whether they have a large budget or whether they don't. So it feels really good to be able to work with the VEA because we have that common interest in mind. And I appreciate your kind words. And I know I've said it 100 times, but we really do appreciate the work that you do for the community. We personally have seen businesses thrive in the Valley because of the help from the VEA. And we see things changing every single day with the landscape, because of your services, because of your events, because of the way that you give back. So yes, thank you always. And I appreciate the kind commentary about Tinq. We're so happy that it's helping you out and helping you help businesses. I think the last thing that I'm going to leave it off with is, I know that there are quite a few exciting events coming down the line for the Valley Economic Alliance. And I want to give you an opportunity, Erica, to share if there are any events that you would like to promote with some of the listeners here.
Oh, great. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, we have our business huddle happening on the second Tuesday of each month. So that's coming up. And then we just finished our big Valley Capital Conference this morning before I came to see you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that turned out really nice. It was really great to have a lot of businesses and a lot of participants from our banker partners, financial partners. It's wonderful. And then next year, we're going to ramp up for our gala that you so graciously, Italian, is on our gala committee. We're so happy to have you a part of it. That's our fundraising event that we have yearly. And this year it's going to be in 2022 in person. We haven't announced anything yet where it's going to be and all that, but it will be in person. So we're so excited for that. And then we'll probably be putting together, we do have like Adelante coming up in the next month. We have a Women's Entrepreneurship Day coming up in November. So we're ramping up for the fall and early winter. So just anybody can visit our website at www, I always say that, www.thevalley.net under events and programs, and you'll see all our lineup. And again, thank you for letting me say that. That's so nice of you. And we welcome all businesses. Everybody's welcome to our event. And
thank you. That's so exciting. I can't wait for the gala next year. and it's just around the corner, believe it or not.
Yep.
But yeah, fantastic events. As you mentioned, anyone can just go into the website, find more information. You can attend, you can participate. Feel free to also look into the gala and see if there are ways that your business can sponsor the event. And yeah, again, thank you, Erica. It's always a pleasure. I love seeing your face always. And thank you for your time. And I appreciate all the work that you've done for Tinq, all the work that you've done for the community, and continue to do so. And I know that we will chat very soon, but please take care, and we will be in communication soon. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for your time too. Thank you again.